Article 6, Section D, as it relates to Article 6, Section A. Whereas the state party failed to conduct a runoff election for National Committee woman at the state convention. Whereas the state party chairman has ignored the resolution adopted by Pinal County Republican Committee to call for another convention for the purpose of electing a National Committee woman. Whereas the state party chairman has now made the decision to appoint a National Committee woman via the Executive Committee. Whereas the state Republican Party has stripped the duly elected state delegates of their duties to elect a National Committee woman. Therefore, the Pinal County Republican Committee condemned the disregard for the duly elected delegates' role in the election of the National Committee woman position. Arizona Republican Bylaws, Article 6, Section D, as it relates to the Article 6, Section A.
Discussion.
Oh, what's that mean? Okay. There's a
First is a motion on the floor. Next, there has to be a second before discussion. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. We have a motion on the floor for a resolution, the end result of which is the following. Therefore, the Pinal County Republican Committee condemns the disregard for the duly elected delegates' role in the election of the National Committee woman position. Now we may open discussion. And that would start with the for side versus the against side.
Actually, I need to have a motion to a friendly amendment to the resolution.
Okay.
I would like to add to...
First of all, you have to be a PC to do that.
I am on
There you go.
PC.
Okay, you're good.
Okay. The motion is, and to the last part, and demand that the election be held at the county level, having all ballots cast by those credentialed state delegates counted out in the open and results publicly posted on the county and GOP websites. That is what I am proposing to the amendment.
Okay. Is there a second for the amendment to the resolution amendment?
Okay.
Okay. Discussion on that. I do have a commentary. There is, if you look at the bylaws, the state bylaws, there is a very specific procedure that the bylaws call out to be followed in the event that the position is vacant. Okay? And I rather let the parliamentary describe, I can sum it up. The convention was held, it had business, which included the election of National Committee. Okay, that was the business. When the convention was adjourned, fully adjourned meaning not to be recalled, the way the rules work is that any business that was not complete drops to the floor and it's done. It's done. So it's not completed. I'm giving the interpretation of parliamentarians. Okay. What that creates then is you have to fill that position. Okay, so that takes it from the RNC bylaws to the state bylaws. The state bylaws are specific that if there's a vacancy in the position and how that's filled, and that is filled by a nominating committee of one person per congressional district who meets with the other person, the other chair, or
means with the National Committee man.
yeah, I'm going to let you go through the parliamentarian mess, Mr. Phil. You're better than I am at it.
Thank you. I didn't come here for this, but I will try to tell you what I know. And I'm not going to advocate one way or the other, but I will tell you as much information as I have. Okay? First of all, anything we do is in our bylaws says that we follow a certain hierarchy. Hierarchy is statute, the RNC rules, state bylaws, and if it's not covered there, it's covered by Robert's rules. Okay? Robert's rules, we don't have it specifically as to what we do in case a convention is adjourned. It's not mentioned in our bylaws, it's not mentioned in statute, it's not mentioned by the RNC. So you have to go back to the last level, which is Robert's rules. Robert's rules says if you adjourn any convention, two things have happened. All business is done. It's over. You can't bring it back as it is. Second thing it said is when you elect delegates to a specific meeting, And the job of those delegates is to perform a duty at a specific meeting. They're not like a state committeeman. They're not like a precinct committeeman. There's no term of office that lasts beyond the meeting. Okay? At the point the convention, in this case, adjourns, the authority, actually the status of the delegates has gone away because the meeting they went to serve that job and they were elected to do no longer exists. Now, I'm not making the rules, but I will tell you this has been discussed from here to Washington multiple times. I will also tell you that Rule C of the RNC rules says we don't have a vacancy. Okay? We don't have a vacancy now. We won't have a vacancy on September 1st. There is no vacancy. No, there's no time frame. Here's what the RNC Rule 3 says. That the Republican National Committeeman, Republican National Committeewoman, are elected to serve until the adjournment of the RNC convention and, not or, not maybe, and their successor has been elected. Okay? As an indeterminate time period. Okay? So, on September 1st, Sharon Giese will still be your National Committeewoman until such time as there has been a duly elected person. She stays in that position, no matter how long it takes. Okay? That's according to RNC rules, which is part of the hierarchy above Roberts and above the state party rules. Okay? So the party rules that you cite in the resolution, you're citing